So mimi niliona kila mtu kila mtu ameinuka kwenda sacrament. I was like, kwani tunapewa supper? I joined the queue. Niajeni wase mko chonjo. My name is Mercy Gatwiri Morioki. I'm a student, a podcaster, and an upcoming content creator. I have a podcast called Perfectly I Am Perfect, available on all podcast streaming platforms. And I recently started content creation on Instagram as Gatwiri_Morioki, and you are watching Senses Africa with Evie Banks Art. I was born in Meru County, Igembe constituency, I don't know, I'm not sure, a place called Maua, that is where I grew up. And I was born to Mr. and Mrs. Morioki. I'm the second born in a family of 3. We are all 3 girls. I have an elder sister and a younger sister, so mi ndo niko hapo katikati. And so growing up, my parents are really strict disciplinarians, because both of them, my mom is a nurse, my dad is a cop. So you can be sure I had like the most strict child life, apart from the fact that sengine nilikuwa kichwa ngumu, because my elder sister is the kind of reserved type. Then sasa mimi, I was the kind of child who was outgoing kila mahali. So but I had quite a good childhood life, because my childhood life was mostly me and my elder sister. We were like best friends. That is what our parents taught us to grow up loving each other. And that is just all I had before I went to school and meeting other people. I just had my elder sister and my parents. In primary school, I went to 3 schools. Those 2 schools, okay, my first school was those 2 schools where parents just take you hapo tu karibu na nyumbani, because they don't want the strain of having to drop you off school. Plus my mom, my mom was, tulikuwa tunaishi na my mom because my dad was working quite far away from us. So my mom was kind of busy because her job was the 8 to 5 one. So she didn't want that hassle of dropping you, picking you up again, in between her schedule. So she took us to the nearest school, my sister and I. So when I joined school, it was quite near na home. Like I literally used to cross barabara na nishafika kwa nyumba. So I remember in primary school, I used to go disturb my sister in her class so much when I was tiny. Hiyo time hakuwa na PP1, PP2. I guess ilikuwa nursery G, A, B, C. So when I was in the lowest one, nursery C, I used to sit with my, I didn't understand why teachers are telling me nisikae na sister yangu. Well, all I know is that my sister is my best friend na tunafaa kukaa pamoja all the time. So it was very weird for me. So I used to go to her class, sit there, and teachers would come wananibeba up to my class. So I remember when teachers started telling me and beating me ati ufai kuenda kusumbua sister yako class. Now I decided, I started faking sicknesses. I think watu wengi tumefanya hii mchezo. I used to complain of tumbo every day. Every day when I get to school, my teacher was called Teacher Faith. I was just like, first nilianza na njaa. I was like, mi nasikia njaa. Then I remember I used to ask my teacher ni saa ngapi, then she would tell me ni saa ya kukula watoto masikio. So I used to be so scared, like wanaanza kutukula masikio saa ngapi. So I started faking now illnesses. I was like, mi naumwa na tumbo. Then the teacher of course will tell my sister mpeleke home. It's literally crossing the path, you guys, like ni kucross tu. So sister wangu ananipeleka home, ya narudi shule. Then this one time, nilikuwa narudi tu shule, then I think queen cake na maziwa was my favorite. So I will find my mom or either our house help, and queen cake na maziwa, of course mi ni mgonjwa. Then my mom wouldn't even know kama na fake kama ni kweli, because growing up I was a sickly child. I used to have like a lot of episodes of malaria, convulsions. So my mom will be so like nikaa naingia uoga kwa like we lala tu utaenda shule kesho. So I remember this once my dad used to come oftenly. So he was at home. And of course me, I just went to school at around 10. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa matime yangu. Saa 3 saa 4 niko like, hey Uji, me take time, acha mimi nichomoke. So I just told my teacher, mimi naumwa na tumbo. Then she was like, utajipeleka nyumbani. Niko like, nitavuka barabara. Then I just go home. So nikafika tu home, I found my dad. Alikuwa anajitayarisha kwenda shughuli zake. So he was like, mambo poa. Umekuja home kwa nini? Niko like, mimi naumwa na tumbo. He was like, sawa, ingia kula queen cake maziwa. Guys, my parents and understanding the assignments. They were just like, sawa, my dad was like, kunywa maziwa nini then urudi shule. I was like, Then growing up, mimi nilikuwa mtoto kichwa ngumu kiasi. Mimi nilikuwa like, Buddha. We don't do that here. Mimi wasirudi shule, I just come home, queen cake maziwa, kudozi. Then he told me, kunywa hiyo queen cake na hizo maziwa urudi shule. Mimi nikamwambia mimi siwezi rudi shule. Then sasa nikaona ameanza kuwa serious, akachukua kiboko. Hapo nje, I think in all African homes kulikuwa na kamaua kamepandwa, alienda tu akachuna one branch, kaanza kunichapa. I was like, mbona unanichapa? Me don't go back to school. Like I come home sleep. My dad was like alinichapa, and then hiyo yenye naambia kuvuka barabara to school was a shortcut. Kulikuwa na a longer cut ya kuzunguka. Nilichapwa like literally from home to class to my seat. Akaniambia wapi kiti yako, keti hapo. Then I remember hata neighbors walikuwa tu wanastea kwa barabara. They were telling my dad, utaua huyu mtoto. My dad akanifikisha hapo kwa hiyo seat ya class, akaniambia nitakuchapa, yani mpaka ukiwahi kufikiria kutoroka shule hata campus ku drop out, you will never drop out. And I think that was like my major event nikiwa kadogo. So my mom transferred us both to another school, and right now I don't even think the school exists. I think ilifungwa. It's in Maui. It was called Hepta School. And yeah, so I studied there from class 1 to class 4, and I didn't even ever think of kutoroka shule ever. But now in this new school, I was kind of cheeky. Like I was kale katoto kavituko. I used to perform quite well, so the teachers were like, all the teachers walikuwa wananipenda. So we used to go home in a sistangu. There was a river karibu na my school. So when we were going home, the bigger boys used to cross that river kama watumi bridge. Walikuwa tu wanavuka like literally a step. Me growing up, honestly, I was just like, if this boy can do this, I can also do it, honestly. Now I used to wonder how come boy anaruka one step na mimi I have to use the bridge like the other girls. I was like, siku moja nilikuwa tu no, leo I'll just make that one step nivuke. So tukatoka tu shule vizuri. Mind you, these boys were like class 8, class 7. Mimi nilikuwa kadogo class 1. I was literally tiny haka ka size. Mimi nikavuka that river. Yes, niliingia ndani. You guessed right. Nikaanguka ndani ya river na bag na my whole self. Then tulikuwa tunaenda home na my sister. So she's on the other side of the bridge. Ako like, guys, sister yangu ameanguka kwa maji. Then I just sat there cause the embarrassment. Maboy wote tu walikuwa wananichekelea. So I knew I will be the talk of school. So nilikaa hapo kwa maji, then nikaambiwa suinuke ama ubebwe na maji. It was like a stream, hiyo part haikuwa ati river ina flow. So nikainuka nikaenda home, and I remember I got a thorough beating from my mom, who doesn't really beat people like my mom hajaini chapa. I got a thorough beating. So I went to school the next day. I was like, I have to clear my name. Then I said nitafanya kitu ingine ya ugangster. So I went to the store, nikaiba sukari. I was just making my life in school harder and harder. And my aunt was the deputy, so alinichapa in front of the whole. Nile time yenye ni saa 10 kila mtu anacheza, so nikaitwa nikachapwa. Then I was like, mbona auntie ananichapa? Honestly, like I didn't even understand it. So when I went home later that night, my mom, guys, prays about everything. I remember my mom specifically remembering me in my prayers. Alikuwa like, Mungu nabariki mtoto wangu aache kuiba sukari na aache kuanguka kwa mto. Yeah. So those were my major events. I studied in that school from class 1 to class 4. Then in class 4 now, I had my dad say that you have to go for an interview, class 4 that term. Okay, I was really excited about boarding school, but I used to tell my sister, mimi atasikia homesick. Then my sister alikuwa already in boarding school. She was like, okay, utakuwa unalia homesick kila siku. Mimi nilikuwa like stalia homesick. So I went for the interview, passed. It was a school in Embu, Kieni. It's called Sacred Heart Girls Boarding Primary School. So I passed my interview and I enrolled there in class 5 in 2011. Then I remember I'm really emotional. Like I'm the kind of girl who will cry at everything, and it wasn't different for me in primary school. So I used to cry every day. There is of course the excitement of I have a box, I have new things, I have new shoes. You know, my mom used to buy me Starsoft or more. Then I was just like, all this is for me. So on that day akwenda shule, I woke my parents up at 4. Niko like, amkeni mnipeleke boarding. Like mbona mna oversleep? My dad was like, endo ulale, tutatoka hapa saa 2. Then I remember when now it was time for my parents to leave. I was like, where? I didn't sign up for this. Me, I need to go. Then I started crying, of course. Then good thing kulikuwa na 2 friends from my hometown wenye my mom alikuwa anajuana na wao. So they used to take care of me, but I used to cry every day. And of course, mpaka matron alikuwa amenizoea. Alikuwa tu anaona ninaenda kulia nikiwa kwa matron. Ananipea tu chai na mkate na ningenyamaza. So I had a really hard time adjusting to boarding school life. because kwanza first of all I didn't understand why tunaamka saa 10 kukiwa na giza kwenda kusoma prep na sisi ni watoto. It was so strange to me. Like we are bathing with cold water, tunaamka kwenda kusoma usiku wa manane. Then it was a Catholic school. Unaingia church, you have to do the sign of the cross, Hail Mary, mara mass. Me I did, but one thing my sister had told me is that ukiona watu wana queue kwenda wakipewa kitu ya white inaitwa sacrament, usikule kwa sababu wewe si Catholic. Then I remember one time in mass I don't know you ujaenda catechism and all that. I remember in mass Nikona people are queuing to go get the sacrament. I think Catholic parents have a tending of taking their their own children to Catholic schools. So mimi niliona kila mtu kila mtu ameinuka kwenda sacrament. I was like, kwani tunapewa sapa? I joined the queue. So kufika hapo mbele kwa priest, he was like what they say, I don't know, whatever they say wakikupa sacrament. I was like, hii ni sapa. I remember the priest alicheka akaniambia ati hapana. Then I just, of course, nilirudi tu kuketi. So I had a good best primary school life. I was like the confident girl, outgoing girl, the courageous girl. But before all that, I was the kind of girl also mwenye alikuwa ametoka ushago. Then niko shule na wase wametoka Nairobi, I'm a baby. So I remember I used to ngoa a lot and I had like this heavy Kimeru accent. Kama mnaisikia imereduce. Trust me, it was heavy. So I remember I used to call our head girl then was called Jackie. I used to sleep next to Jackie. So I used to call her Jackie. Then every time nikimuita Jackie kwa dom, everyone is laughing. I'm like, mbona mnacheka? Then they used to tell me, unamuita Jackie. I'm like, na nyinyi mnamuita aje? Jackie. Niko like, what's the difference? Because honestly, I don't see the difference. So I had to style up, to fit in. Because one thing about me, honestly, if people laugh at me, trust me, I'm just going to make a bounce back. So I was like, yani wananichekelea. So I styled up now. Then I also like somehow if me mkinishusha like my esteem, I'll find a way of getting myself up to the spotlight. So I remember I started taking my prep seriously because the first exam I failed terribly. But no, ikafika this time we did the second exam and I topped in my class. And now in our school they used to give us great eyes to differentiate the performers. If you get 400 marks and above unapewa great eyes. So I remember this ones tukaitwa kwa assembly tupewe great eyes and I was among them. So after that assembly kila mtu alikuwa tu shule ule dem Meru mwenye anangoanga amepewa great eye. So everyone came like, hey, congratulations. Then I was just like, if nisipot like ile kwenye great eye nitatolewa, I'll just go back to being that Meru girl mwenye anangoanga. So I sat down and made a decision that sitatoa hii great eye. If anything, the only tie I'm going to add is a prefect tie. Yeah, so I was like, I just said nitasoma and hii great eye sitaitoa. So the teacher came, we used to elect prefects. So everyone in the class was like, let's after to elect Mercy, and I found myself becoming a prefect. The Meru girl now, who was the Kamshamba, is now having a great eye, is now a prefect, and slowly by slowly they forgot that it was dropped. So I was like, they used to know me as Mercy, either the Chopi or I don't know, the prefect. Yeah, and yeah, I went on like that with a great eye until I finished primary school. Yeah, I was a bit into elections in primary school. Nilielectiwa speaker at some point. If you're viewing this, sisi ni Gen Z, tuliletwa children's government president, nini. So I vied for the speaker seat na nikapata. Then I went on to high school. Now my high school experience, primary iko huku, high school iko huku. Two different lives. I went to Mudhambi Girls High School. It's in Sogoria. And I'm from this primary school where watu ni like you guys tulikuwa tumechanuka excess. I remember we used to go for funkies in primary school. Funkies are Red Cross. Tunatesa, tumevaa dresses na kuku, tunaenda funky. Then going to high school, I don't want to say like washamba or something, but I met people like who are really like wenye tu walikuwa na behave in a certain way yenye mimi sikuwa naelewa honestly. So my mom took me there, akaniacha the first day, and of course mimi ni mtu wa kuongea, so nilipatikana nikiongea the first day. So nikapelekwa kwa principal. So mimi ni form 1, niko na new clothes, admission number, and I'm kneeling in front of her office. Our principal was really tough. If you are from Mozambique, you know. Alikuwa anatukanyaga kwa shingo literally. So I remember this one that hiyo siku alinipata tu like wewe ni form 1 na uko in sheet, alikuwa anatufanya tukate nyasi na mikono, because in our school kulikuwa dina drama ya kuibiana nyasi because prince akiitisha nyasi utapeana nini. So good thing hakunipea hiyo, aliniambia tu the next time nakupata kwa makosa you will be suspended. Good thing with having an elder sister or an elder sibling that they prepare you for what's ahead of you because they've been there. So my sister was like, "Aki usiende suspension, it costs parents too much." So vile niliambiwa hivyo niliingia baridi, was like suspension. I've never been that problematic kid ati my mom has been called in school, your child in discipline. No, I was really disciplined, and I think I got that from my sister. So I was like, no, I don't want my parents to go through the hassle. So I nikatulia. But in high school I was also elected the class prefect. But now in high school it's quite different. You know, in primary school you are just existing as sisters, like nikatu mnapendana. In high school it was quite different. You find people in high school who don't like you sometimes for your color, who don't like you for some reason because they think you're too big to be in high school or to be in Form 1. You find people who don't like you because you are performing well than them, or you find people who don't like you simply because they don't think that you come from Nairobi. And somehow in my high school people used to think that the fact that you talk in Nairobi is a bad thing. And me, I've never been ashamed of saying where I come from, because even in primary school hata watu wakiniita the Meru girl mimi sikuanga na feel shit, nilikuwa tu like I'm good. So yeah, now in high school it was culture shock for me, honestly. It was culture shock, like so much. Nilikuwa nakaa na watu, unaomba mtu pen anakunyima, sikuwa naelewa why. There was no like, it was my high school life actually, I don't talk about it as much because it's trauma. Where so going on from Form 1, at some point I was demoted. Walinitoa class prefect because you know people just have their own issues, honestly, let's say. So when I was nikaacha hiyo point ya kuwa prefect, nikaanza kuingia into shit. Now I was this girl who was like anapatikana kila mahali. I remember one time in assembly nilisoma mara 4 wrong doers list 4 different. One sijui untucked, no, not untucked blouses. Akimi sijui kwa nime untucked blouse. I think it was one, either nimetoka na food class, 2 nimeva Crocs on Saturdays. As in I was in 4 different lists. Oh, and the one now that was worse was the deputy head girl aliniandika ati amepata nikiscream class after prep. Now the principal was like, I want to see this Mercy girl. So nikaitwa in front of the school, 900 girls, all eyes on me plus the teachers. Our principal alikuwa anafanya to crawl na magoti from the assembly ground to her office. Magoti. So I crawled. Plus now nile nye mnasoma the first list, umenila hapa unasoma the second list. So mama unarudi kwa assembly. So nilienda hivyo mara 4. Principal ako like, who's this girl who's disturbing the whole school? The whole school. Plus I remember being a prefect in Form 1, I was really focused about studying. I was like, tunaenda meetings, tunakaa hadi 10. So niliongelesha head girl rudely for some reason. So the principal was like, kaangalia file yangu, she's like, hata uko na recording ya kuongelesha head girl vibaya. Nasikia wewe uliambia head girl. I think nilimwambia like, I think niliwalk out. Nilimwambia tu meeting ime take so long, I want to go extend and do my assignment. Then ako like, ati unaniambia nini wewe msichana? Then I just walked out. So the principal told me ati 4 years from now you are going to be the head girl. Nikamwambia nani? Literally nilimuuliza hivyo nani, and our principal was tough. Me, I don't know how come she told me when you're in her position 4 years from now ndo utaelewa. Was like, mimi sitaki kuwa head girl, sitawahi kuwa head girl, na usiniambie nitawahi kuwa head girl. One thing I'll just speak my mind. She told me, sawa, you go back to class. Imagine miracles. Aliniambia tu you just go back to class. I went to class, nikadhani hiyo story imedai. A week later the deputy principal come here, Mercy Gatwiri, tukapewa punishment ya kuchimba pit, the compost pit. Mna empty mkipeleka trash kwa shamba. It was so funny, tulikuwa tunatumia wheelbarrows. Alafu hakuna njia nyingine ya kupita, ni katikati ya tuition block. So when all the teachers are teaching, ule ni nani? Oh, that's Mercy from 2G, like that. So that's how the teachers knew me. Then ilifika 2 points nimemiss 2 weeks of classes. Naumwa na mgongo, naumwa na shoulders, as in I was just, actually they nicknamed us casual workers. Tulikuwa 5 girls from our class. Screamers, casual workers, tulikuwa all sorts of names. Where? Then I just sat down. I was like, I need to change. I'm not this girl. Because imagine nilikuwa nimeponea hivi mamangu aitwe juu ya hiyo suspension. Nilikuwa tu nimeponea hivi. So I just sat down, and for some reason nili decide to know, this is not the girl I am. This is not who I am. I need to I need to do better, I need to focus, I need to just go back to the drawing board and see who I am. But at the same time, it was quite difficult for me because my classmates now had developed this sort of hate against me. Yeah, if you're like, this is a girls' school, kila mtu akona mood swings zake, kila mtu akona their own insecurities and frustrations. So I remember in Form 2, people started attacking me for like, I was kinda in Form 2 ndo sasa unaanza kupata to hips, to boobs. So people were like, hey, akona boobs kubwa, hakai kukua Form 2. That was the first thing I heard from my classmates in Form 2, and honestly it was really intimidating for me. But like I said, me mkinishusha, I'll just bounce back. So it was election year and I was re-elected as the class prefect again, and now I decided Mr. Waskiza. But at the same time, it's quite hard to kufunga masikio zako to what people are saying about your body. Somehow it will have an effect on you, apart from my elder sister who doesn't think it's a problem. Hi Joy. So yeah, but I was re-elected the prefect, and now my life started becoming smooth. I was like the best girl now. Now when I was elected the prefect, jina yangu ikasomwa, the principal aliniangalia, ile yenye anani double check, like huyu mlimchagua kwa nini? And my teachers too wako like, huyu alichaguliwa kwa nini? Honestly. But me, I had just decided that I want my life to take a turn. I want my life to take now this specific path of discipline, where I have to discipline myself, where I don't have to be involved in all those visangas at high school and all that. So I went to Form 3, and in Form 3 the head girl mwenye alikuwa amechaguliwa alipatikana in trouble. Oh yeah, so the principal called me, told me, let us just stop beating around the bush. We want you to be the head girl. You're handling it so well. I was like, hey, let me go think about it. Yani, adi naambia prince acha mimi nikafikiria. So I went to class. I didn't have a lot of friends. I had like 3-4 close friends. Then that night I talked to my bedmate. I had like 2 mademo wale wenye walikuwa na immediately next to me were like my best friends. I told them, they were say prince aliniambia nataka nikuwe principal, nikuwe head girl. Hey, they were like, by the way, head girl. Hey, by the way, Mercy nini. Hey, me I was just, unajua ni time hata sina hiyo time ya consult my parents, ni katikati ya ile time yenye tukuanga na midterm, ama midterm ilikuwa too far. So mimi nikarudi nikamwambia princess sawa nitakuwa head girl. Then of course kwa assembly nikaannouncewa as the new school's head girl. And I faced a lot of hate from my classmates. I'm telling you, walikuwa manyoks. So I faced a lot of hate, but una manage to ni life, so una move, unasonga. So yeah, that is how now I nilikuwa the head girl for 2 good years in my school from Form 3. In high school I used to do computer. I did very well in computer in my KCSE. Now my parents were like, the kind of person who will connect electronics kwa nyumba, mara hufa ifanyi. My sister is just like, hey, yeah, how was that? My mom calls me, ananiambia sijui simu yake imekatika akiongea na niko like, mom ni credit. Ako like, oh, ni credit. She'll just think mtoto wangu ni engineer mahali. So my dad was like, and my sister was like, wewe enda tu fanya something related to IT. Mimi nilikuwa like, mimi nimepass computer anyway, so acha tu niende nifanye IT. Wrong decision. IT is not computer. Looked at my units in first year. Nilichukua business information technology. Looked at my units ni math. Where? I was like, hey, I just want to drop out. But on a light note, I didn't. Nilijaribu because I'm in my final year right now. And no major events of my campus. In campus, actually I thought in campus it was going to be easy. People are just going to be more grown up and not have those issues of telling you mara unakaa hivi mara. But I've experienced that, though not as much. In campus, you're a grown up now. You get to decide what you want to do with your life. I want to wake up, staki kuenda your cut, staki, you just decide. So my campus life wasn't any different. Ilikuwa tu hivyo. Lived with my elder sister, which was quite fun, and my dad, until ikafika point I just told my dad, daddy, me I just want to move out. Because in Georgia, if you are in Georgia, I just wanted to move out. So I moved out for a few months, but I went back home. So that's just my educational life. My major events are in primary school. In high school, no, I actually dread my high school life. Oh, so like I said, growing up, I was the kind of person who like I didn't get the whole point of why a boy, like me at easy games is I'm a boy. I used to do them, by the way. I think that's where also my curiosity on the electronics came. Like I used to see my cousin anatengeneza a whole zile speakers za kitambo zenye sijui alikuwa tengeneza na the jerrycan thingy. Me, I was like, mbona mi siwezi fanya hivyo? Like I used to ask my mom all the time, mami, mbona mi siwezi vaa trouser? Mom, mbona mi siwezi fanya certain things? My mom alikuwa ananiambia juu ni msichana. Once nishaimuuliza mbona siwezi panda mti, akaniambia juu unavaa dress. I found it very weird, my mom telling me Juweni, like making everything about Juweni msichana. Not even only my mom, even like your classmates wako like wewe ni msichana, unaona. So I remember one time I told my mom, mimi nataka unishone trousers za kwenda shule. I wanted to look like the boys. I was like, mbona tuko equalized? Why is there that certain gap in between girls and boys even growing up? You know, why do girls find it so hard kuambiwa you have now a male desk mate, now you're shy? Because me in my primary school, I used to compete with one kakijana, and it was very stiff competition until one time tukaekwa desk mates, and now the teacher was like, I have to separate you both, because mimi nikifanya my assignment nilikuwa naficha hivi, sitaki aone. Akiniuliza swali if he needs me to explain anything, ninge second guess kwanza, nilikuwa like uko sure ujui ama unanipima hivyo. So hata kutoka huku nje, I found out that the narrative is quite also the same. You know, when you tell people you've done IT, when you tell people you're doing something related, hata when you tell somebody you're doing engineering, for example, they're just like, hey, na we ni dame, hiyo course ni ngumu. I'm like, bro, chill. Now, coming to my class in campus, we are only 3 girls, the rest are boys. And the boys in my class are also the guys in my class are somehow kadogo tu, the kind of boys who don't think girls can do it, who don't think girls are able, like they'll text you, sasa umefanya ile assignment ya nini? I'm like, nimefanya. They're like, guy, aje how umefanya programming tutumie? But you see kuna ako ka elements ka there, you know, kadogo tu, they're just like, they're wondering how this girl is able to do all this. And that was part of the reason why I decided to start my pod, because I wanted a girl's voice to be heard. I wanted a girl to put herself out there for the rest to follow. Because even on my Instagram, hata before I started the whole podcast thing, I'm looking at my memories right now on Instagram. I actually have a lot of things, a lot of stuff posted on girls and girls empowerment. And I'm not the kind of girl who will try to put a man down, ndo mimi niko hapo juu. No, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make the man look weaker or the boy child look weaker. No, I'm just trying to equalize, not even really equalize. Hata kama the guy ako tu hapa, acha msichana kwetu hapo tu chini kidogo, si ati ako huku chini. So I really wanted girls' voices to be heard, and I just sat and I was like, if I want voices to be heard, mine has to be the first one to be heard, because I can't sit down there. I want other girls to speak up, alafu mimi siongei. So I really brainstormed, I really asked what I would have done, and I'm the kind of person who you find engaging in random conversations with guys. That is why it's so easy for me to even do my podcast, because nakuanga tu like, alafu wase mnafikiriaje ile story yenye ili happen juicy about nini. Then I'll just look at their sense of thinking. Then I'll try as much as possible to make them fit our shoes, because most of the time I think men don't really want to understand. They're just ignorant. Ile ignorant ya kujua si that ya kichwa ngumu. They don't want to put themselves in your shoes, because me honestly, I think out here they say the boy child amefanywa so weak, but at the same time I think the girl child is still growing weaker and weaker, because there's recently this thing that was trending about kwani sisi ni wanawake, and I'll just say it publicly, that thing doesn't sit right with me. I didn't understand why mnasema tukule na vijiko kwani sisi ni wanawake. I'm like, mnataka kukula na nini? As in, it was obvious things, and it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off, and I had to address it on my Instagram, and it sounded so bitter, but I was not bitter. And it's just like, men don't understand, men don't really, until uanze kuwaelezea ndo wana realize, oh by the way aki mko na maisha ngumu. Cause me I was telling people juzi the other day, like ina matatu the dem na the boy are quite different. Dem anafikiria akisi wase wengi wengi kwa matatu ni madem ama wamama. Boy anafikiria bebe kuna ugali niliacha nitaenda niifufue nikule lunch, anatoa simu anaanza kucheza game and boom. Then this you're always looking, you know, you have eyes over your you're just looking. So me I think we have like a bigger cake that has to be shared between men and ladies, but I also think that ladies need to be heard more, need to be seen more, and that's why I'm the kind of person you'd find in those conversations that involve women. I even the people I follow, you know, from the people I look up to, they're just phenomenal women that I want to look up to them. I want to be like them, you know. I look up to some podcasters, you know, like Murugi Munyi, Lydia K. I'm just like, I want my podcast to take such a path, you know. Not and one thing I think about feminism that is quite misunderstood Umeru or literally like people, what feminism is nowadays is that people try, ni kama wana try kudimin maboy, you know, ni kama wana try kuonyesha hapana, a lady can do without a man. No sis, it's a lie. You're this short, no unataka kuchukua kitu huko kwa shelf. Or you just want to do things. Of course you need a man to do them, but you have to be quite equal, though. You have to also be informed. You have to make informed decisions. Ndo tusihave hata zile issues za domestic violence and you're just seated there being battered. Unachapwa but huwezi toka kwa sababu we have that mentality of you have to kuvumilia in a marriage. No. I wish and I really hope that I'll be able to speak to that point where girls are aware of themselves, that girls are aware that they have power on their hands as girls, that they can achieve what they've always wanted, you know, that they can achieve anything they put their mind to, because it's as easy as putting your mind to it and deciding to do it. You know, when you're just seated there, una scroll IG, uko like, ameva vizuri, mama anakuwa na wisdom, udema na them, and you know, sometimes unasikianga tu kitu inakupush, you also want to be like them, you know. The only thing I can tell you guys to do is just start, because I feel like there's more space out here for ladies. You know, ladies are taking up, like girls are taking up the space ukunje ata the technology space, and I really like to see it when ata nimeenda place and ama nimeenda an interview and the person setting up the camera is a lady. You know, you see that ladies are doing more, and that is what I want all the ladies listening to this and all the men also listening to this, because also men have a part to play. Because for example, if I have like a boyfriend right now and my future, like the path I want to take in NIV and he's not supporting it, my dream will die automatically. So we also need men to stand up for ladies. We also need men to support ladies. We also need men to keep encouraging ladies, you know, other than the fact that kitambo, when you hear ati msichana amesoma hadi degree na the boy, let's say amefanya just a diploma, it was so weird, especially in the village. They just believe hapana, msichana ni yeye anafaa kukua, unaona, chini kidogo. So I just need men to openly get it that sometimes a lady can be above you. You don't always have to be on the top, because the top is a big space. A lady, sometimes tunakubali tu mademu watu rules, sino kweli, because we go sometimes to places and you find it's a lady and you're a man and there's nothing you can do about it. So I just feel like men should start feeling more proud of their sisters, more proud of their mothers, more proud of their friends when your friends makes it out there, as opposed to the whole the whole story hapana na ni dem like that. So I really hope that I will be able to get to that point where all girls are going to be like, I had this from Mercy and I want to do it like her. No, not even do it like me. I just want to do what she says. I want you to be on the top. Yeah, and I also want men to join the journey, honestly. It's a beautiful journey. Keep encouraging us. Because if my dad didn't encourage me to go to school, I wouldn't have studied. Kama singechapwa niambiwe university uta drop wewe. Yeah, I feel like we have to be better dads. We have to be better mothers. We have to be better parents. And the only way to do that is to accept that both of us are meant for greatness, and by both of us I mean a man and a girl, a boy and a girl. I mean both of us are meant for greatness, and hata ile time yenye mmeoana, you have to sit down and decide sometimes, sijui hii, let the lady do it, ama siwezi kuifanya as better as she does. Yeah. My lowest point in life, if you've been, kama umeikuwa na heartbreak, let us not discuss. That's like the worst place to be in.